All right, here we go. So this is for IXL Algebra I A4 convert between decimals and fractions. First off, this says 0.37 as a fraction. So I think the best way to do this is to type it into our calculator. So I'll show you a couple different ways. So 0.37, if you hit enter, it gives you 0.37. Then easy way to do it is hit math, enter, enter. Notice the first one says frac, so we can hit enter and then enter. And it gives me my answer as 37 over 100. Now, what if where'd it go? What if I don't have this graphing calculator? How do I do that? So if I don't have a graphing calculator, let's look at 0.37. So this is my tenths, and this is my hundredths. So if I know the name places, since it's 0.37, I look at the 7 because that's the end of my number, hundredths. So hundredths is 100, and that was where I get the 37 out of 100 from. So that's two ways to do that problem. So for this one, all right, we have negative 0.25. And Ellie, what place value is that 5? Do you remember? I just had it on the board.
Yeah, isn't it the hundredths?
Hundredths. So this is going to be negative 25 out of 100. Now, IXL's pretty forgiving, okay? But I'm going to warn you that when I do it with the calculator, it's going to give me a different answer, but they numerically are the same. Now, 25 out of 100, well, 25 is a quarter, right? And how many quarters make a dollar? Mike, how many quarters make a dollar? Nate?
4
What was that?
quarters make a dollar.
4 quarters make a dollar. So watch this. Now, that answer, because we have 1 quarter out of a dollar, so I wrote 1 out of 4, and it's negative. Watch this. When I type it in my calculator, so I type it in, hit enter, math, enter, enter. Notice it gave me that answer. So I just want to see something. If I were to type this in as negative 25 out of 100, it might tell me I'm wrong, but in this case, it's going to tell me I'm right. So IXL is going to allow me to enter my answer in 2 different manners, okay? So let's look at this. Now, which way do you guys want to do it? Do you want to do it using the calculator or doing like kind of knowing the place values? What do you feel? Let's pick on Maddie. Which one would you like better? All right, let's try Ava. Which one would you like better? Using words or using calculators?
Calculators.
Okay. So what we're going to do, if we're going to do it on the calculator, we just type in negative 0.2, enter, math, enter, enter. And I get negative 1/5. So I just type that in. Easy enough?
Maddie's mic isn't working.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Maddie. Okay. Whenever your mic's not working, just type it in the chat box and Mrs. Simonian will let me know because I have the chat box hidden on mine. Okay. Oh, I don't call on this person too much, so I'm going to pick on them now. Mrs. Simonian, which way would you like me to do it? Would you like me to use the calculator, or would you like me to use like the verbal method?
I prefer the calculator, Mr. Harmon.
Sure, that's perfect. So we're just going to continue typing in 0.5. All right, enter, math, enter, enter. And we get 1/2. Now, I just want to say this because not everybody might have the same calculator, okay? So if we have 0.5, this place was called the what place, Julie? Do you remember that? The tenths. So if it's the tenths, we're going to write 5 out of 10. And 5 out of 10 is the same thing as 1/2. Okay? Now these get a little bit trickier, and here's the problem with it. This is where the calculator method might be a little bit trickier. Now, who thinks they know why this problem's trickier than the ones we just did? There's no wrong answer here. So, Katie, why do you think 6 1/4 is a little trickier than the problems we just did? Grace, why do you think it's different? Chucky? You guys all still there? Chucky, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Why does this problem look different to you?
because it's a fraction.
That it is. What type of fraction specifically is it? 2 words.
I don't know.
Number.
Someone said it. Who
Mixed
said it?
number. Right.
John, say it out louder.
Okay. Mixed number.
Yeah, it's a mixed number, and that's why this problem's different. Because now I can't just type it in, but it says give it as a decimal. Notice I can't type in over here 6, and then like there's the space, so 6 space 1/4, right? Like it says syntax. That means I entered something wrong. It doesn't like this format. And if I take that out, now it reads as 61/4. So that's not right. So how do I write this as a decimal? Well, let's focus on this 1/4. Let's write that as a decimal. So I focus on that and I just do 1 divided by 4, and that's 0.25. So the way I do this is I write 6.25. I kind of pretend to forget about that whole number part.
Harmon,
What's up?
we have a question.
Okay.
Can you please go over decimal placement, tens, tenths, and hundredths?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right,
Thank you.
decimal placement is, okay, let's pick a number. All right, let's pick 123.456. Okay, so each of these digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, has a kind of specific name for the position it's in. This is hundreds. Okay? The 1 is in the hundredths or hundreds place. The 2 is in the tens. The 3 is in the ones. Now we have to work backwards. But there is no ones place as a decimal. Okay? So this starts with tenths. And this would be hundredths. And then this guy would be thousands. Okay? So it's kind of like the place values on either side of the decimal kind of mean the same. They're just shifted a little bit. Notice it's the 2 is tenths, the 100ths is 1. The thousandths would be the number to the left of that. So do you see the relationship between them? So like the next one, like 7 would be 10,000ths, and 8 would be 100,000ths, and 9 would be millions. Does that clear that up? All right, so how do I write 3.8 as a mixed number? So again, I'm going to forget about the whole number part, that 3. So how do I write 0.8 as a mixed number, or as a fraction? So I type in 0.8, I hit enter, and I go math, enter, enter. So 4/5. So 3 space 4/5. Okay, I'm just going to add that whole number aspect in the front. So negative 5.7. So we're going to forget about the 5. We're going to just deal with the 0.7. Okay, enter, math, enter, enter. So 7/10. So this would be negative 5 space 7/10. How would I do this one? Same thing. Forget about the 7. So we're going to do 0.51. Math, enter, enter. 51 out of 100. So we're going to type in negative 7 space 51 out of 100.